first of all, we have to admit that sexual assault is a crime.
Was pushed on the bed, and they turned on the lights, I think, and each guy took each one of my arms and carried me out the room.
The military, the Pentagon, the chiefs have now had to acknowledge that this has been a problem for a while.
I remember this one guy who was in charge of checking out tools. It's called tool crib. He would say judgments about how my walk was. And I had one other female that was on the same shift as I was, and we would hang out together, and we would go do things together on shift. And so when we would have to pass by tool crib, I remember one instance he would say, Jenna, she's tall, she walks lanky, but passy. Her walk is sexy.
I made the first major revision in 60 years to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, the laws by which we govern our military, and we made sexual assault a crime.
I think it's a disgrace or a disservice to the United States Army when we have to use the word sexual assault against our own.
All right, everybody, you've all had this talk before. Sexual assault sexual harassment in the workplace is not allowed. It was just the same droning, roll call announcements.
Admit and acknowledge the fact that it does happen, and that it's not always among your peers, that it's sometimes those that are over you, and them being held accountable for that they do, instead of sweeping it under the rug, put it on top of the rug so that it can be acknowledged. I think them covering up for one another or dismissing it one with the time that I was in there. But, oh no, it's just a female, she has issues, she's just saying that maybe she's angry. It's not always the case. It's not that she's just angry. This is someone that's taken advantage of an opportunity as a predator.
I call it never, never land. They just never grew up. They never developed a culture of respect. It's all about sassing each other and ego and pissing contests. So when females are entered into this equation, they just don't know how to handle it.
My sergeant, while I worked in the prison, because of his status and the fact that he was what they said, a deacon in the church, they didn't expect him to be someone that would do such a thing.
I have something called Track It to Prevent It. And it was my bill put in the 2014 defense law. And it basically says that we need to track not just sexual assaults, but sexual harassment, sexism going on in the workplace, which is the military workplace. When we see that these things are happening, we need to not only report it, but write it up and put it in the soldier or Marines or airmen or seamen's file so that it follows them, right? Because they're switching jobs every 3 years. So maybe they had an incident and they got away with it, nothing happened, and nobody knows at the next post that this guy or this was happening. If we have it in their record, the second time it happens somewhere else, it's a pattern.